Okay. Sorry for sorry about that. So this is like so random. I wasn't even planning on doing this. And I'm not gonna be off camera the whole time. Right now I'm just getting my what do you call it? Getting ready for the gym, doing pre-workout bullshit, and that's really about it. After I'm done doing that, I'll go on camera. But yeah, this dude, like I'm telling you guys, I have PTSD, and that I'm like literally diagnosed with PTSD. So like, I have PTSD with this fucking fandom shit too. Let me get my water. I mean, it's kind of my fault because I'm the one over here freaking getting myself re pissed off about everything, and it just pisses me off. The fandom is really just getting underneath my skin, and I promise, like before I was like, I'm not gonna let this shit get to me. Like, you know what? I already know everybody is fucking has a short attention span, and all this other shit, and is gonna fucking eat this new universe up like it's nothing, right? I mean, that's what they're pushing anyways, right? That's what it seems like. It seems like they're making it seem like, oh, everybody loves this shit. No, no, bitch, not everybody likes this shit. Like, we still exist, we're still here, and we ain't going away. Oh, I'm done with the universe, dude. Like, I know what you guys are thinking. Like, wait a minute, Belle, aren't you a DC fan? Like, don't you want to see these DC characters come to life? Yeah, I do. But I don't want to see a repeat of the MCU, and I sure enough fuck do not like the direction they're going. And before, because it's not just me, a lot of fellow YouTubers and people within the fandom were talking about, like, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want to say any names, but I did feel like some people were being a little extreme, about like, oh, I'm done with the universe, like, while it's closed, blah blah blah. And even though I thought it was extreme, from a fan standpoint, I still supported these people, and I will continue to support these people. But guess what? Now I'm joining them now. I'm not even fucking playing. Like, I am done, man. Like, cause this shit we're getting is just pure fucking just mediocre fucking garbage, dude. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys love it. I know some of you guys want this universe, and I don't knock you guys for it. Oh, sorry. I'm like, I didn't even see your guys' comments. I'm so sorry about that. Rhea, what's up, Rhea? Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If I don't respond to your guys' comments right away, it's because I'm trying to get all this shit out. But anyways, so I know there's people out there that are like, loving it, and after thinking, like, sitting here and thinking about what I've watched in the theater versus the stuff that I have on HBO Max. I just what yesterday I started. Well, to be honest, the day before that, I was like watching clips in here and there of the Snyderverse, and I'm not talking about. That's another thing that's pissing me off. This whole fucking agenda, whatever you want to call it, this narrative of this bullshit talking about, oh, the Snyderverse fucking failed. That is a damn fucking lie. If you motherfuckers do not separate the first four movies from all that fucking bullshit we got after Aquaman, if you guys don't do that, then you guys are being disingenuous. Yes, you heard me. That's what you guys are being. Because you guys make it seem like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, even Suicide Squad. Yeah, you know that movie that fucking turned out not to be that great, but still happens to be a cult classic for some of us? Yeah, guess what? It made over 700,000. So, million, I'm sorry. I always get those two numbers mixed up. It made over 700 million. How about that shit? And imagine if the real fucking movie, the real version of that movie came out. Yeah, so y'all motherfuckers need to knock that shit off. That shit is starting to really piss me off. And I constantly have to correct people. And I don't like to do that. Honestly, like I told you guys, I grew, in this fandom. The last 10 years I've been a part of this fandom. Even, when I was in the closet. And when I mean when I was in the closet, there was a point between 2016 and about 2019 or 2020 that I was in the closet, meaning like I wasn't on YouTube. I was just going around like commenting, doing my little share in the war, blah blah blah, participating. So ever since 2016, I stopped doing all the like the whole, keyboard warrior stuff, you know what I mean? But now, guess what? I'm coming back cuz I'm getting tired of it, dude. Like this is really starting to piss me off. Like people are out here being disingenuous and I don't appreciate it. Like when you guys say the Snyderverse and separate that shit from, they call it the Hamadaverse. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. I don't really like to call it that because because I don't like to say the word. I don't like to say Amada, but that's technically what, that's the name it was given. They coined that a couple years ago. Yo, Azteca, I like this version of Balry. We need more. Yeah, guys, I'm done with being lukewarm. I am fucking done. And if you guys don't like me saying bad things or stating my opinion about James Gunn or his universe, look, it's not personal. Like, do not like, because I know I have some viewers and even people that are subscribed to me. Because to be honest with you, a lot of my viewers aren't even fucking subscribed to me. You might as well just subscribe if you're fucking watching my shit. Like, just subscribe. But I know I have some people that come over here and they're like really like into this universe, and I don't have anything against those people. Like I get it, I understand, because it would be hypocritical for me to say, oh, like you're just a gun, cultist or something like that. Because I mean, if you're in the outside looking in, that's kind of like what I come off as. But okay, so what triggered this was I was I was looking at videos, looking at people, of their pretty much their review on the new Superman movie. Damn it, I don't even know how many scoops I put in here. Uh and you know, what really triggered me was this comment. Here, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, hold on. Damn it, I wish I could read it. But basically they were like, "Oh, I'm so glad that Gunn is not doing he's not doing the what do you call it, the solo movies. I'm just so glad that this universe is already established and like these characters already exist. It's so awesome." And I'm like, what? I'm like, motherfucker, like we had this shit before. What are you talking about? And then the same fucking thing, like, like, oh, the MCU's been doing that for a long time. It's about time that something changed. Like, what? Are you motherfuckers sleeping on the Snyderverse? Like, that's exactly what the fuck it was. But and then not just shit like that. And I don't hold it against that person. I'm just saying, like, that it's shit like that triggers me, because it's like we already had that. Why are you motherfuckers acting like James Gunn is doing some new shit? He's not. This has already been done. They basically stole it from Zack Snyder. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. Just like they stole Ben Affleck's movie, his idea of Batman, and gave it a freaking. Hey, I like Robert Pattinson, but no shade towards Robert Pattinson, but they pretty much stole his shit too. You know what I mean? And they took it for themselves. James Gunn is not doing anything different. Okay, and the the love for him is strong, just I would say just as strong as it is for Snyder. I'm not, dude, I'm at a, I wouldn't be surprised if James Gunn got caught with doing some you know shit that he ain't supposed to be doing. I wouldn't doubt it that people would still follow him after. That's how strong the following is. But I get it because I'm a Snyder fan. So when it comes to that, I'm not really too I don't really hate that much about it. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, this is all the same, like talking about like, oh, this universe is already established, like this is so awesome, this is so peak. Like, okay, you guys are either sleeping on Snyder or you guys fucking just say you guys didn't like the way Snyder was doing it. I really think that that it's just a personal bias because, and I know I sound like a broken record saying that. It's just I just wish these people would admit it. These same people that shit on Snyder, like just admit it. Just say that. Be honest. You know, I can see right through you, anyways. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so I was watching some clips from Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. Shout out to Batman v Superman, by the way. It's still the best CBM. I don't think anything's gonna ever outdo BVS. That shit's aging quite nicely. But anyways, so I was just watching some clips and then I was like, man, this is the Superman. This is the Superman I really, really want right here. And not necessarily the Superman. I love Superman in BVS. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, he was great in there too. But like the epitome of Superman to me is when I don't know if you guys saw my short. I did a short on a bunch of little like clips of Superman in Zack Snyder's Justice League. To me, that's like the epitome of Superman. Yeah, say what you want about the black suit. I don't give a shit. Say, oh, well, he wasn't supposed to be wearing that black suit. That black suit is for the sun. It's supposed to soak up the sun. It's supposed to make him stronger. Why is he wearing that? Why did Snyder do that? I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, I just give a fuck about how he came back and he was just wrecking shit. Okay, that's all I care about. Okay, let me read some of the comments before I continue this rant. I'm glad people like the new Superman film, but the resurgence of the Snyder hate in his movies is really disheartening. Yeah, I agree. Everyone, what's good? I haven't seen you in a hot minute, Venom. Thank you for being here. William Powell, shout out to Sci-Fi Center. RJ, I know you love the movie. Shout out to you, by the way. Bell has been rung. She be undone. The bell has been rung. You guys are funny. Yeah, but I was just looking at these clips of the prior universe, and I'm just like, damn, this shit just holds up so good. I don't know what it is. Like, and another thing that's pissing me off, somebody was and it's not just somebody, this is a lot of people talking about like, oh, the James Gunn's finally bringing us quality what. Like, I'm not saying what he's bringing is not quality. That's not what I'm saying. But for me as a fan, compared to what we had before, it's like, look at James Gunn. You're not a bad director. I get it. You have a following. You might be awesome in your only way, but let's be honest here. You love your little you like your groups. You know what I mean? That's how people say, oh, Snyder has a strong suit. His strong suit is visuals, which I agree with. Yes, he's a freaking photographer and an artist before he's a writer. I mean, that's obvious, and I'm sure he even knows that. Doesn't make him a shit writer though. His just when it comes to his writing, it's like he's not spoon feeding you. You know what I mean? He kind of wants you to figure out shit for yourself. That's what I like about his writing. But with James Gunn, his strong suit, I would say his strong suit is multiple characters. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's what he works with. That's what he knows, right? So let's face the facts. Was the Superman film really a Superman movie? I mean, technically, yes, but was it a solid, would you guys call it a solid solo film compared to Man of Steel? Like, let's be honest. I'm not talking about which one's better. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is which one is the better solo film? I see what he's trying to do, you know what I mean? Which is fine, but I mean, come on, let's keep it real here. Like, James Gunn fans need to be honest too with that shit. Like, he brought that fucking dog. I know some of you guys love that dog so much. I hate that dog. I fucking hate that dog, man. That dog is not cute, and I don't know what he was trying what he was trying to do with that dog. But, it didn't do anything for me. I wanted that dog out of there. In fact, the moments that he wasn't on screen, I forgot all about him. The scene where they show him running and he's all like looking at the squirrels, having the time of his fucking life. That's what my husband said. He, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about him. I forgot all about him. I didn't even know he was there. Oh shit, we're having another reunion. I see Ryan, Zawrider. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. The gun movie, the gun movie is all manufactured hype. So many mental gymnastics for people finding reasons to love that Superman movie. Zach is a good writer, but he works better with someone to bounce ideas off. And yeah, which is why I love BVS because of Chris Terrio. Yeah, 100% agree. I think, where was it? Somebody was talking shit. I don't want to name drop because I actually like this YouTuber, but he was saying that he pretty much said that Zack Snyder's a shitty writer, and I was like, hey man, I'm not a fan of Sucker Punch. I don't really care for Sucker Punch. It looks good. I love his visuals. I mean, no doubt. But that movie is not my. It's not my favorite Zack Snyder movie. But like, you got to give him props. He wrote that. He came up all that story. He came up with that shit. That's all original work. Like, anybody who comes up with their own shit is, to me, is, they deserve the props, in my opinion. But anyways, that's another thing. Won't you guys just give Zack Snyder his flowers already? I'm so over this shit. Like, you guys act like he don't deserve his fucking flowers. If you guys want to praise this new universe, fine. But you need to pay the, what do you call it? The props to where, it's deserved. And I think Zack Snyder deserves some stuff. Okay, you might not like his writing, you might not like his movies, his storyline, but come on, he gave us a fucking badass Batman. He gave us a badass Superman, and he sure enough fuck gave us a badass Wonder Woman. That's another thing that pissed me off. People talking about, oh, fast tracking Wonder Woman. Remember back in 2016 when everybody was like, why is Wonder Woman in this fucking movie? She needs to have her own solo. Okay, yeah, we got that after BVS, right? It's the same shit, guys. It's the same exact ideas. Maybe not exact, but it's the same exact concept of storytelling without Zack Snyder. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I just want people to be honest about it. The same people that were complaining about this stuff, the same people that were saying that Zack Snyder doesn't know how to direct and he should be doing solos first and all this fucking bullshit, right? I want these same people to come out and just admit it. Just say you guys don't like fucking Zack Snyder and you guys are willing to fucking overlook all the flaws that are in this fucking movie. And I don't have a problem with that. That's the thing. I don't care. Like, just admit it. I do this shit all the time. Every time I go live, I always let you guys know. Even for people that don't even know me, like newcomers that come to this channel, I am a Snyder bro, okay? I am, and I'm proud. I am a Snyder DC bro, and that's just how it is. And if people don't like that, then they might want to look in the mirror because a lot of these same people are gun bros. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, the stuff I don't want to reemerge, dirt or bad things, about these people, and I sure in the fuck do not want to, like I said before, the stuff that Gunn did, the tweets. I mean, come on, dude. Like, come on, you gotta. If you're ignoring that, then you deep down you're a very true Gun fan, okay? Because that's just something that's like, I know it's happened a long time ago, and I know people are like, oh, it's just a joke, but I feel like a lot of these people don't have kids either. Because when you don't have kids, your perspective on things are a little bit different. And the same people that call out other people that are like that, you know, are finding excuses for the guy. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm over the hypocrisy. I'm done. And I'm done being lukewarm. I'm all in, guys. I'm not giving them a dime. And I'm gonna tell my husband too. It starts today. Cause nah. And I probably would have changed my mind. I probably wouldn't even change my mind if I didn't go revisit Zack Snyder's Justice League or BVS or Man of Steel. I probably would have just been like, oh, all right, fuck it. I'll, go watch Supergirl. That's another thing too. Why is everybody pretending this is such a marvelous idea about Supergirl? You guys are lying, man. You guys are full of shit. Like, come on. And I get it. Like RJ was telling me about women tomorrow. I get it. Like, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I feel like if that was done by somebody else, hold on. Let me I'm getting see the thing with me is I'm not a multitasker. I can only do a couple things at once. So I'm just gonna sit here and I'll finish getting ready in a little bit. But I am gonna take my pre-workout because it takes forever to kick in. I will read some of your comments. The extend cut a sucker punch is closer to Zach's original vision. I'll still see the films, but I'm not going to blindly love anything or be influenced by internet hype. Good for you, Ryan. Sucker Punch. I want a proper Army of the Dead sequel. Yeah, we're still supposed to get that too. Yeah. And another thing, why was the standards so fucking high for Zack Snyder? Can you guys answer that? Why were the standards so high for him when he was in there doing his work, cooking up his story? And then all of a sudden, when James Gunn takes over, why do the standards get cut in half? Yeah, you heard me. I said it. Why do the standards get cut in half for James Gunn? Why is that? Another thing that pisses me off. I don't think it's fair. Some people make good points about the regime, being a new regime now and the DC studios, blah, 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 blah. But I'm talking about the fandom, though. How come the fandom don't call that shit out? Like, oh, it's okay because, it's James Gunn, these guys. Oh my God. I already decided I'm just going to keep posting. I'm going to have my husband help me. I'm gonna keep going live. I'm gonna do that. But I'm not gonna be excited about any of this shit that's coming out. But what I want to start doing is I want to start making videos. I'm gonna start pushing. I'm gonna push this Snyderverse shit out, dude. I don't give a fuck. People can come over here and say, "Oh, you need to move on. It's never gonna happen." Well, guess what? Over here on my channel, it's not gonna move on. It's just gonna be nothing but Snyderverse content because I'm fucking done with the bullshit, dude. Like, I can accept the fact that a universe is not happening, fine. But I won't accept bad mouthing and I won't accept that this hypocrisy, and I sure in the fuck won't accept that nobody wants to give Zack Snyder any fucking credit. That is for sure. I'll see I already read that. But yeah, dude, that's really what it's about. I guess people are okay with Superman being portrayed as a weaker version of himself. That's another thing I didn't understand. Like, I didn't. The more I think about this movie, the more it pisses me off. And I keep jumping back and forth to the fandom and to James Gunn's creative choices. Like I said before, the whole point of Superman is to be Superman, right? He wasn't so super in this fucking movie, though. um, know that. Like I said, there's a couple of scenes in there. Like, yeah, I like the breath. I already said it before. They already said my likes. I already told you guys that. Don't have a problem with Core Sweat, but the stuff that the more I think about it, more it pisses me off. And the little tiny stuff that Zack Snyder did in his movies, it's like it makes the movies even mean they even mean more to me. And I'll be posting some shorts about that. You guys will see what I'm talking about. But there's like I noticed Zack Snyder likes noise effects. And like there's a scene in BVS where he's like remember when they're in having that little party and then he's like, "Oh, you don't want to mess with a guy like this." And then he taps Clark Kent and then it makes like a sound of steel. Little shit like that. Or like the little sonic booms you can see on the screen when he goes when he takes off for flight. Just like little tiny things like that. Little details like that just make me appreciate do a lot more for me than this Superman movie did. Spherical, man. I'm not a Snyder bro, and I'm not a gun bro. I'm a Superman bro, and I appreciate what Snyder did with Superman. But in my opinion, Gunn did Superman better. Well, I can't really argue with your opinion. So, I mean, if that's how you feel, then cool for you. I personally disagree. In fact, I hard disagree because we just seen Superman in a weaker light than anything. We didn't even see him at his honestly, like I feel like there was no real peak moments either for Superman. And that's the issue with this movie. This movie should have me thinking about it. This movie should have me obsessed with it because I am too a Superman bro. I love Superman, but I love Snyder's version of Superman even better. The Snyderverse is one of those things that I didn't even realize that would be, what do you call it? I'm trying to word this in a way for people to understand. It's like one of those things you don't even know that you needed, if that makes sense. Like it was quite a pleasant surprise when I got when I watched Man of Steel and BVS because I felt the first time I watched Man of Steel, I was just like, "Whoa, dude, the action in here is crazy. This is like, I can't believe they're doing all this." Because there was never a day in my life that I would imagine that we would get a Superman movie where he's actually up in the sky fighting another super being, throwing stuff around, hitting buildings. Never in my life did I ever think that we would get that in live action. So when we got it, I was like, this is what we needed. um, yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I keep thinking it's because a lot of these dudes like the weaker Superman because he's more relatable to them. It's a generational thing. You're fucking funny, Zod. What I appreciate with this movie is that it was a movie that focused on Superman's first loss and how he overcame it to be a better hero for the future. I didn't really get that. You might have got that, but I honestly did not get that. And my husband pointed out that this version of Superman did not have any real true dilemmas, any real like choices that he had to make, you know, opposed to Henry Cavill. I feel like Henry Cavill did have a lot more pressure on him. And that's another thing about this movie that it's like I said, we've seen it before. It's just been done differently. And it's kind of like stolen ideas in a way. But and I'll get to the part with because I know you guys are gonna be like, well, they're friends. James Gunn and Zack I know that. I know that. And I already explained my thoughts on that. But the whole political aspect in this movie didn't hit hard like it did in BVS. I feel like the political part did not in this Superman movie did not fit in James Gunn's take, in his version. It was so out of place. The movie would have probably, I mean, honestly, I don't think I wouldn't have liked appreciated it either way, but I think they could have done without that. It because it for me it absolutely did nothing. No stakes. He was the same at the beginning as he was at the end. No stakes. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. The problem is Superman had no arc. A lot of these characters were kind of like, see, this is the thing. And look, at no hate against Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific's cool. I like the way he looks. But outshining the main character is kind of like, you guys as fans, you guys got to ask yourself, like, hey man, was this truly a Superman film when I'm paying attention more to Mr. Terrific? Like, it didn't feel like it was his movie. Like, he was definitely, yeah, sure, the focus was on him, but he was still sharing the movie with these other characters. It's tough because I see potential in so much of this movie, but I don't think any of it was because of Superman. I like him a lot, but he lacked depth. Yes, he was a very superficial Superman. And look at what's ironic about me is because I am a very superficial person in terms of like, I think Rhea would only understand, but like in terms of like beauty and stuff like that, yeah, sure, I could be superficial, and sure, I like to watch a freaking trashy ass fucking reality TV shows, and drama, just dumb shit that's doing absolutely nothing for me but just entertaining me, right? Sure, I am superficial as well in some aspects, but see, that's the issue. We went from a deeper, more built Superman to a Superman that's kind of just like, I'm here. Yeah, I'm still learning, and it's okay because I'm Superman. No one's really tripping over here. We might make it look like they're tripping, but deep down they're not really tripping. You know, Mr. Terrific's here. Guy Garner's here. Hot girl that barely does shit is here. Metamorpho with his someone took his balls voice is here. All this other shit. That's what it felt like to me. And I think I saw on Twitter too, somebody said like, "Oh, it's like skimming through a comic book and that's it." Yeah, I agree with that. That's what it kind of felt like. Like, another what do you call it, another example was, somebody said it's like if you got dropped in the middle of a cartoon. Absolutely, I agree with that. And I love cartoons. I think the film could have benefited from narrowing the focus on Superman's core characters better and leave out the Justice Gang and so many of the side plots. Oh, fucking Justice Gang. Superman into the beta the beta verse. We live in an era of cowards. Yeah, that's a whole integrity. I love you. That's a whole different thing. There's a lot of shit going on in the world, and a lot of I connect a lot of this stuff into my spiritual believings. So I'm not gonna tap into that, but you're not wrong, integrity. Sam was a guest character in his own flick. Superman wasn't. It didn't feel that way though. It honestly, I did not it did not feel that way. I'm superficial and materialistic. I want to have my cake and eat it too with ice cream. Oh, I know. Yeah, like we live in a very time is speeding up, and people want to say, "Oh, it's because we're getting older." No, the fuck it's not. Time is speeding up, and if you guys don't fucking wake the fuck up to realize that, then you guys are asleep. You guys are asleep. I'm sorry, I got a little carried away. But come on, guys. The shit is speeding up, but that's for a whole different topic. Actually, he is wrong. I seem to remember someone criticizing the fact that Superman kept going out despite not being 100%. That's not something cowards do. Yeah, I saw that criticism. I think more or less that criticism, and I think Rhea might have been the one to have said that. It is kind of a foolish thing to do, knowing that you just got your ass handed to you. You know what I mean? It might have been different if he was there for a couple of days recuperating and he was still, he still didn't get to 100%. But the fact that he went right after, I think that was a little like, okay, like, I think more or less like it wasn't just a smart move. Evening integrity, Mike. Rhea, Glimmering Harpy, Rogue Comics. That's not what I meant. Just forgot it. Just forget it. But yeah, guys, we live in a strange world, and that's another thing I heard someone else talk about. And see, like I said, this whole thing, it's a double-edged sword. It really is, because like you get good things and bad things from this shit. But this is why I love YouTube, because we all freaking, some things you're thinking, someone else is gonna fucking explain it in a better way, right? In a more articulate way, kind of like Rhea. See, if I had Rhea's mouthpiece and my thoughts, we would be unstoppable. If that makes sense. Anyways, but somebody was saying that like Hollywood is starting to like incorporate a lot of like worldly stuff into like their movies and stuff to make a point, which I don't have an issue with. It just depends. It just depends on the movie and what the movie's about. And then when it comes to superhero films, especially a Superman film, I think that shit should be left the fuck out. Eh, it's just an opinion. I really want a new villain for Superman to fight. I'm getting Luther fatigue. Yeah, I saw that's actually a valid complaint. Like I honestly I don't know where the fuck we got this from. But did Brainiac wasn't Brainiac supposed to be in this? Last time I checked, he was supposed to be in this. There wasn't anything super about this version of Superman. He was a very flawed and uninteresting Superman. Was out of character the entire time. See, and that this comment right here. This is a part of this is a good comment to point out the hypocrisy. Another thing that people didn't like about supposedly people didn't like about Zack Snyder's version of Superman, specifically in BVS, was that he was quote unquote out of character. I don't need to go and explain, because I feel like I've been defending. Like, I'm tired, guys. My arms are getting tired from holding this heavy ass fucking shield up for fucking BVS. But we all know what kind of world that version of Superman was in. He was under a lot of pressure, and Zack Snyder did a good job of showing that on screen, like showing why the reason why he was under pressure, and it was a very Christ-like story for me too, which I think why I'm so drawn to that Superman too. But yeah, I don't that's the thing. So that Superman is supposedly out of character, but this Superman is not out of character. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, dude. Don't worry, 20 years from now we'll finally get back to dark side. Just be patient, dude. In 20 years I'm gonna fucking, I don't know, maybe I won't care about this stuff in 20 years. Maybe I'll be worrying about my fucking hormone levels and freaking my skin. Like I'm worried about now. I doubt in 20 years I'll be like on YouTube talking about this shit. But shout out to the people that will be on YouTube talking about this shit. No hate. Gunn should have called the movie Justice Gang and kept it like it was. Superman was not the main focus, and he needed to be saved more than he saved others himself. Yeah, like just to get make a just to give you guys some context, by the way, if you guys are not subscribed to me and just are listening in or new to my channel, I liked David Cornsweat's Superman. I just want to get that out there and get that clear. I think he's a 10-10 Superman. I liked his Superman suit. I liked the way he was built. I liked he checked all the boxes as Superman. Aside from some of the moments that he had where I felt like he was, a little depowered and shouldn't have been depowered. Aside from that, that's not his fucking fault. You know what I mean? I like Corn Sweat. In fact, he's the reason why I like this movie because of him. I just wish he was done with a little more justice and superiority. Like that's the thing too. There's a scene where Mr. Terrific's like, and another thing, I like Mr. Terrific too. I don't have anything against Mr. Terrific. But that scene where he's like, "Hey, get up, stop messing around." Like, what? Like, dude, I know you're the smartest guy here, but don't fucking be talking to me like that. Like, you're crazy. Like, I'll fucking bust a hole right through your ass right now, you know? Like, what the fuck, dude? That scene really took me out. I was like, all right, that's not cool, dude. You guys are already making Superman look like a bitch. Like now you're really, it's kind of like, oh, listen, now it's the white man's turn to be down. That's what that shit was giving. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I get carried away sometimes. Gunn is not capable of making a reverent Superman. He's too much of a clown. And see, that's the thing. I don't want people to get confused here. Like, there's nothing wrong with James Gunn when it comes to being a clown. He does a good job at that. Like, he's great. And when it comes to all those campy group situations, like his Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy, the dude is great. I don't knock him. Do I personally like that style? Hell no. But he does a good job in that aspect. The three leads were half decent. Corn Sweat would came across like a beta teen when he wasn't whining and crying. He was decent though, seriously. Yeah, I loved Corn Sweat. I do. And I will stick up for him just like I will stick up for Snyder's version of Henry and all the other Supermans. In fact, I think all of the Supermans are 10-10s except Dean Cain and Hockland. I do not like Hockland. Hockland does not give Superman. His face is just way too rugged for Superman, if that makes sense. I mean, his own party girl cousin called him a bitch at the end of the film. The disrespect was horrible. I guess it's relatable to the generation of fans. Dude, that's why this movie got a 5.5 because she did that. Look it. I get it, Woman of Tomorrow. I don't know how many fucking times I have to say this because people keep coming at me left and right talking about, oh, she's the woman of tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, I know that. Like, I had a viewer explain that to me. A viewer recommended the comic to for me to read. Okay, like I am aware. Okay, but we said it before that like not everything translates into big screen live action from the comic. It might seem good in a comic, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be good on live action. Not saying it wouldn't be. Apparently, according to a YouTube video I saw, the third smartest person in the DCU. He's the third smartest. I think Brainiac 5 is the first smartest. I want to say from the top of my head, Brainiac 5 is number 1 and the guy on the chair, Mobius chair. I could be wrong. I don't know. If I was to guess, it would be Brainiac 5, Mobius chair, and then fucking Mr. Terrific. Don't worry, Clayface will save the DCU. I'm out for that. They ain't getting my money for that shit. Look it, I ain't got a problem with Clayface, okay? But if you're gonna make a movie of a Batman villain, that is why, dude. That's just as bad as making the Joker film. Even though the Joker was successful, no doubt. Not the second movie, but the first one was great, right? It was a nice, interesting, dark, made up take on the origin of Joker, but I mean, is it really Joker? It doesn't matter. But my thoughts on that, Clayface, come on, dude. Like, make that a TV show, or like introduce him in the Penguin series. I don't know, dude. These creatives, they have all these bright ideas, and then the next day they decide not to do them. So we'll just see. I think the characters were great for the most part. The movie has a thorough line of dialogue, cinematography, editing, color grading, score, and soundtrack. The composition of the whole felt lackluster. Lackluster. I love you, Rhea. And that's the thing too. Like, that's another thing that pisses me off. People are like, "Oh, you just want a dark take. You just want a serious Superman, like Zack Snyder's world, where it's too serious and he's not smiling and everything's too dark. I can't even see what's going on." No, that's not it. Okay? Yes and no. No, that's not what I want. But yes, I want that universe to finish. I want a proper conclusion. The conclusion we got was, it was chopped in half. Like, I want to see Darkseid come to Earth and freaking try to rule Earth, try to beat up Superman. I want to see that. I want to see the Furies. I want to see Wonder Woman. I want to see the Justice League complete their story. That's all I want. I do not want a I do not want this new DCU to be Zack Snyder's story. Hell no. That's not what I want. In fact, I would even go as far to say, because I believe Fourth 1000 said this a couple days ago, and I agree with him. I would probably be in on this universe if we would have got that. If that would have been complete properly, I think I would be more inclined to be like, hey, fuck it, let's spend some money on this. Doesn't mean I have to love it, but like, hey, it's DC. We gotta go watch this shit, right? That's the thing. I don't want everything to be dark. I don't want everything to have a serious tone. Hell no. I just want Zack Snyder to finish his fucking story. Is that a lot to ask for? Like, come on. Like, am I asking for a lot? Are we asking for a lot? Apparently, ChatGPT, and I know some of you guys feel a certain way about ChatGPT, but ChatGPT told me that the fandom does matter. And if our voice is loud enough, they will make a move just like they made a move before. And that's true. That's how I look at it. If it's been done before, why can't it be done again? I'm not going to, let other people tell me that it's, oh, no chance that it will happen. It happened before. Why wouldn't it do it again? Like, there's a very high chance. In fact, there's even a higher chance of it happening because it already happened. You know how they say once a cheater, always a cheater? Same fucking thing in this situation. It already happened, so it most likely will happen again. Oh, guys. I love you guys. TJ, what's up? That was their mistake. Yeah, 100. You're 100% correct, Mike. And I said this before. Like, it's not. It was the studio. They need to fucking get their shit together. I mean, I know that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to fix everything, but see, the thing is, and my gut's always been right about certain stuff, and my gut tells me that somebody in China went to go to the movie theater and thought they were going to get a Henry Cavill Superman. No, no joke. Somebody went in there thinking like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Henry Cavill." Probably wasn't even paying attention to the trailers. Probably just assumed that it was going to be Henry Cavill and sat there and was like, "What the fuck am I watching? Who the fuck is this guy? Hey, I thought this was Henry Cavill," and fucking left. I I don't know. Something tells me that happened. And if you look at the numbers, Zack Snyder has a very strong international count. He does. And if I'm not mistaken, that's how the fandom got started. I believe it was a Chinese girl, a young Chinese girl that was really interested in his universe, and she triggered the movement, if I'm not mistaken. Superman flopped, but Supergirl and Clayface will save the DCU. Can anyone point be to a successful Supergirl or Clayface movie from the past? Nope. They might as well just do Batman if that's the case. Rel McMillan, thanks, man. I'll be back once I finish making my movies. Oh, Rel's in the chat. What's up, Rel? Strong enough to save Rebel Moon? Mike, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not a Rebel Moon fan. I need to make a banner that lets everybody know that I am a DC. I'm a Zack Snyder DC fan. Like when it comes to Zack Snyder, I don't really like. I like his other movies, but I feel like he excels with the DC characters when it comes to his style of directing. In my opinion, like his Rebel Moon is okay. I like Watchmen. I fucking love Watchmen. 300's okay. All those other movies, they're okay, but they're not. That's not. I feel like his strong suit is in with DC characters. So, but shout out to the Rebel Moon people. I really enjoyed Rebel Moon extended cuts. I hope he gets his third one made. I mean, that's enough. That's I might not like it or like really care for it. Like I'll watch it, but I do admit like it's a cool story, like for sure. I like the characters too. Like I'm a humongous what's her name? The French girl or Algerian actress. I forget her name. Sophia Batala, I think. I'm a fan of her. I like her. I always thought she would make a good character in the DC universe. I think she would make like a good Fury. You know that one Fury with the I think her name's Lashida or Lashinda, something like that. But she has like a whip and she has like black hair and she wears like this dominatrix looking outfit. I always felt that she would be a good fit for that character if they were to ever introduce the Furies. No, you said that Snyder had a strong following in China and Japan. Oh yeah, he does. I mean, I'm talking about not just the Rebel Moon. I'm talking about the BVS and Man of Steel. Look at the numbers compared to the international numbers compared to the numbers now. That's what I mean. You mean Grail Bell? I mean, she would have done a good Grail, but I prefer her as the Lashida. I don't know her name. I want to say it's Lashinda or Lashida. I prefer Zach's movies and 300 the most also. Wait, Belle, you didn't love every single Zach movie? Well, you're not a fan. No, I mean, I doubt he's listening, but he does his best work with DC. Hands down. Hands down. ChatGPT helps me organize my thoughts when I write it. Really helpful, but this movie felt like write me a Superman script, include these characters. Rhea, girl, I said that to my husband. No fucking kidding, dude. We think alike. I said that shit. We were in the car. I forgot where we were driving to, but I was like, it feels like he fucking went on Chat GBT and was like, can you make a script? You're so fucking funny, dude. That's fucking hilarious. Anyways, but yeah, that's what you guys are going to be seeing over here. You're going to be seeing more. I'm going to be pushing more Snyderverse stuff. I'm even going to revisit the storyboards. Oh man, the thoughts of even having that and then them just pulling the rug on that. It's kind of it's kind of criminal when you think about it. Like it should be a criminal charge for that. I don't know. um, Dude, because that story was freaking awesome, and This was all supposed to be in the 5 film arc. That's another thing too. I don't know why people act like he was gonna direct all the fucking movies. He wasn't. Like he got James Wan to do Aquaman. He got Patty Jenkins to do fucking Wonder Woman. And then the Flash, we already know what happened with that shit. That shit fell apart. That's another thing. If I was to I put the Flash, the Flash and Superman on the same level, to be honest. They're like right there. Cuz I like the Flash. If I was to watch a movie right now and somebody was like, "What do you want to watch? You want to watch the Flash or Superman?" I would pick the Flash. Just because there's a little sprinkles of Snyderverse in that movie. And it's kind of the same when you think about it. The pacing's similar. It's a yeah, those are two good movies to compare. Uh Good examples to compare to each other. By the way, Belle, guess who's back at DC? Jeff Johns and John. Hell no, dude. I thought that was fake news. Yeah, I'm definitely out. The haters pay no attention to Zach, what doing, or the 5 film arc or anything. Yeah, they act like that wasn't a good idea. Like, come on, dude. Like, even you hardcore comic book fans, like, gotta appreciate that a little bit, even if you don't like his take. Kind of like me. Like, I don't fucking like James Gunn's take, but you slap Superman on a movie, I'm gonna go fucking watch it. But now you got all these other characters you want to introduce that I have zero interest in. And like I said about the Supergirl, I love Supergirl too, but the way she got introduced was a bad idea, dude. Like, why would you want to introduce her in that light? Like, it's just awful. Was awful, awful decision because she's more like it should have been more. What do you call it? What's that word? There should have been some more triumph and nobleness to it, and you didn't do that. You just brought in a James Gunn party, like it's his wife. Like you might as well. I don't know his wife, but I'm just talking shit now. Jeff left his comic book line at Image to go back to DC. It's real, Belle. Jeff Johns is helping with the lanterns, and Josh Whedon is helping with World's Finest. World's Finest? What? See, guys, what did I tell you? This is the same fucking format, the same exact format as the Snyderverse. It's just Gunn doing it. What does World Finest sound to you? That's BVS, is it not? Ooh, dude, that's gonna be hard. I don't think that's a good idea because what are people gonna do once World Finest hits theater? You already know. Here comes us. Here comes the in between fans. You know the fans that don't like Snyder and don't like Gunn, and then start to appreciate BVS. And then here comes the ones that love them both, but still can't help it and still compare stuff. Dude, if he comes out with World's Finest, the internet's gonna break and BVS appreciation will reemerge. Not that it ever went away, but it will have like a ultra reemergence on steroids. If Zach would have introduced a drunk Supergirl, the usual suspects would have called him a toxic edge lord. Dude, Snyder, like fucking Tex told me. Tex came into my chat a couple of days ago, and he was like, Snyder would fucking get crucified for some of the decisions that Gunn made, and he ain't lying, dude. Oh my god, fun how that works. Notice how James Gunn hype up the Flash into oblivion. Now they did everything possible to lower expectations for Superman to Betaverse. Yeah, that's one thing that makes my ass burn, dude. Is the fact that they had no problem lowering the standards for this universe, but put the standards so fucking high up just to make Zack Snyder look like shit. That's how bad it was. No, it isn't. The production companies are DC Studios and WB Television. Are you guys talking amongst each other? I won't be shocked if Supergirl dated Lobo because he drinks too. Look at this is the thing. Like I said before, I don't want people getting fucking confused, dude. And if you want to join the damn conversation, you're gonna have to subscribe because I will forever keep my subscribers mode on, dude. I'm not gonna just let anybody come in here and fucking try to rain on my fucking parade or try to control my stream or something like that. I know that's why I have it off because a lot of trolls like to come in here and be like talk about shit. Sometimes I don't even have anything to do with the topic, but that's another thing too. Like I don't want to confuse people. It's not like I don't want this shit to happen. I'm just saying like I don't prefer it and I would be more into it if the Snyderverse would have finished. That's what I'm saying. And seeing that poster, that Supergirl poster, it made me, you know what it made me think of? I was like, Shazam? It sucks that this felt more like a launch pad than a real Superman movie. Skipping his origin just made room for all the other characters they really wanted to focus on. Yeah. Yep. And points like that, Rhea, people don't want to, people will have some type of spin for it or, they just don't won't acknowledge it. Like I noticed nobody's acknowledging the drunk Supergirl. Like some people had, their excuses, and it's women at tomorrow, which is fine. I'll give you that. I'm not gonna argue against that because technically that is a version of Supergirl. But then it takes me back to the argument of Batman and BVS. Okay, you guys want to fucking pull that shit? Fine. Guess what? Ben Affleck is a Dark Knight. So how about that shit? I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna keep my strap loaded, dude. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for these motherfuckers to come at me with some shit so I can load on them. These this They literally could have had Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 in theaters by now and just use this to launch the DCU for kids or whatever. Just have two universes. That's the thing. That shit ain't for kids, dude. Hell no. There's a lot of adult tones in there. James Gunn adult tones. The middle finger, calling whatever, calling him bitch, fucking low cut blouse, the fuck boy situation. Like that shit ain't for kids. For teenagers, yeah, maybe for 13 and up, but for like children that are under the age of 10, shit, the under age of 12, no. The same people who screwed the Snyderverse are now working with Gunn to make his Marvel Light DCU. Jeff Johns and Whedon being back prove the whole thing is a scam. Ooh, that reminds me of Mike's like, they're not back. See, to be fair, guys, Mike and Zod and everybody else that are talking about Jeff Johns, I don't know what to believe. I don't know if he's back or if he's not back. I'm just waiting for the dust to settle to see what they do because I know I'm kind of like eating my own words with this shit because I had said, "Hey, they're going to still continue this universe whether it flops or not." I'm starting to have second thoughts because when you really think about it, why else did James Gunn get hired? James Gunn got hired for money. He didn't get hired to make a Superman film. I mean, technically he did, but the real sole reason why he got hired was to make money because they saw that he brought in them high box office numbers with his movies when he was working over at MCU, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Because at the end of the day, this is a fucking business. They want money. So that's what I think, but who fucking knows? Who knows? They might axe all this shit, dude. I might be heated for no reason. I might fucking need a facelift after this because I'm fucking stressing over something that's probably not going to even happen. The agenda continues. Best case scenario that I saw out of all this was a Crisis on Infinite Earths. That was the best case scenario, which some dude was talking about how they're going to bring back Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck, and they're gonna insert them into what James Gunn is trying to do. Which I'm not gonna lie, you know, which I would, be like, okay, I'll go watch that since they're in it. But I don't know. Who fucking knows? WB doesn't want money; they want critic scores. Well, if they're truly thinking like that, then that's just not. That's not smart. Critics could be bought and paid for. That's what people forget. And I know, like, a lot of people are like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. That's not true. You guys would be surprised what the fuck goes on in this world. So now all their eggs are in the Supergirl basket, I guess. Jeff Johns has his own media company at Image Comics. Who said this? Who said that he was coming back? Like, who's the source on that? I do hope we get a brutal Supergirl like we were supposed to get a couple years ago. Damn, man, that's and they did her right. Yeah, sure, she didn't look like her. I remember I complained about that shit. She didn't have the blonde hair, and she didn't have the nice little country girl, aesthetic to her. When she's not in the fucking suit, but she was very. She took that role serious. And she was very. Her demeanor as Supergirl was giving like, don't fuck with me and don't mess with me and don't. And what's his name didn't fucking sexualize her, which I appreciated. I think that's why she wore the all kind of like the Henry Cavill suit and no skirt, which I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I didn't like because I did want to see classic Supergirl. And that's where James Gunn kind of fucked up because he did give us a classic Supergirl. She got the blonde hair, she got that fucking all American girl shit going on, but she's drunk. So you disrespected the character. All you showed us, you gave us a comic book accurate character in terms of how they look, but in a fucked up light. So you basically got her right and fucked her up all at once. That's what he did. And this Supergirl, yeah, she might have not been comic book accurate with the blonde hair and all that stuff, but at least she had the Supergirl essence going on. At least she had that, and that's why I loved her so fucking much. They're relaunching Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and Josh has nothing to do with it. What? Isn't that his baby though? Isn't Buffy like his shit? Integrity, zero chance. Supergirl is full of Hollywood nonsense. But that's the story. That's the story he's basing the iteration from, and the Tom King loves to do. Yeah, I am aware, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna be good on the screen. Like I know all this stuff already. I'm just calling out double standards. That's all. Like honestly, like to be real with you, I freaking do I care that much? No, but I do. I do like Supergirl when she's Supergirl, not when she's this version. And you might say, well, there's no real version of Supergirl because there's different versions of Supergirl. Yeah, but the version most closest that I would prefer would be like I said this before, a cross between Melissa, I don't know how to say her last name, dude. Bonet or Benoit or whatever, and Sasha Kaya. Unfortunately. Yeah, guys. All this movie did was re-emerge the fandom wars. That's all. At best, that's all this movie did. This is like DCU war number 3. Actually number 4, because the first one was BVS, and then the second one was release the Snyder cut, and then the third one was restore the Snyderverse. And then now it's I guess the continuation of restoring the Snyderverse. I don't fucking know. What's up? Yeah, but I pretty much got all that out. I think I'm good now. But don't be surprised if I go live again sometime this week ranting about something else. I'll read some of your guys' comments before I go. I fucking damn, man, this pre-workout ain't shit. I think I need to pop one of these fat burners. That's another thing too that people are confused about. I saw someone comment like, "Oh, the reason why people aren't watching this movie is because it's tainted with the Snyderverse." Like, dude, can you please correct yourself? You mean the movies after the Snyderverse? I think people get confused because they really like the course correction started what was it? Man of Steel, BBS, Wonder Woman. No, no, no. It was the one. Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. It started Aquaman, right? I want to say Aquaman because I heard that James Wan was trying to keep stuff in the script, and I think it was Jeff John. Somebody was fucking with him, trying to change a lot of stuff. So I want to say after Aquaman is what started. No, no, wait, yeah, because in Wonder Woman, I think that was like the very last of any Snyder influence, right? I think Integrity would know more than me. It'll be 50 years from now and they'll be like Zack Snyder killed movie. The ball and is about a leadership. So strategic. It's pretty simple. Yeah, cuz dude, they're listening to us. They're hearing all this shit. I know it seems unlikely, but you guys would be surprised. Like I really do believe that they have like some like trackers or something. Like go on YouTube and see what they're talking about. See who what they're saying about this movie. Yeah, but you guys are awesome. And I know I might come off a little heavy for some of you guys. Like damn, this bitch sounds like a fucking James Gunn hater. And like I explained before, like I know where James Gunn like what he's best at, like from the looks of it and from his movies. And I do like some of his movies. They're just not I said this before. I like Brightburn. He didn't direct it though. He produced it or he wrote it. Definitely like Zack Snyder's first movie. He was you know, that's what's ironic about this too. You guys ever thought about that? Like it's so ironic that the fact that was it almost 20 years ago that movie came out and he wrote it and Zack Snyder directed it and it was Zack Snyder's first movie. And then fast forward to now, you got this fan war of James Gunn fans versus Snyder fans. It's tragic and poetic kind of, right? Your opinion is valid like anyone else's. Oh, thank you, Rhea. I know. Gunn is really bigging up Alan Richardson for Batman. Alan Richardson. Is that Hawk from Titans? He produced it. Hearing stuff like the highest earning DC movie on Tuesdays, July ever had me weak. Yeah, dude, they're really pushing. That's what I'm saying. Like we gotta let this dust settle to fucking see the real outcome of this, because that's another, see, this is kind of my fault getting triggered, because I kind of trigger myself because my dumb ass comes on here and starts fucking looking for, what they're saying about this movie. Because let's be real, Snyderverse always comes up in these conversations. They can't help it, and we sure in the fuck can't help it. Like, the only reason why this is happening is because a lot of you guys are freaking poking the fucking bear too. Like, let's be honest. Like, you guys just can't help yourselves. You guys mention Snyder just as much as we do. That's another narrative that pisses me off. Like, oh, you guys can't let it go. You guys can't let it go. Y'all motherfuckers can't let this shit go. Like, look who's talking. But anyways, yeah, I saw that shit too. And I'm like, another thing, guys, let me make this clear. I do not want this universe to fail. I don't. And I know that's hard to believe, but I really don't. Like, deep down, like, there's like, I kind of get sad, to be honest. Like, I kind of feel sorry for fucking James Gunn in a way, because he has a lot of pressure on him right now too. He might not seem like it. He might seem like he's not phased by it, but some of the shit he does online is questionable. It's like, dude, like, your ego is seeping through in some of these things you fucking say. Like, why are you trying to, like, like, you're a Hollywood director, a very high profile Hollywood director. Just shut up, don't say shit, like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't understand why he's out there trying to explain Bollywood and all this other bullshit. Like, it's looking really fucking desperate. And for somebody like him, he needs to lay low and just let the movie speak for itself, and stop trying to, come out and fucking say shit, because you're just making everything worse. That's just my opinion on that. Snyder derangement syndrome is real. Anybody who criticizes James Gunn's Superman any reason automatically gets attacked as a Snyder cultist. Oh yeah, they love calling us that. Makes no sense. Just because it's the same universe. No chance in hell Supergirl and Clayface save this universe. This whole post Avengers universe thing has everyone losing their minds. You can't have Supes fail and count on Clayface and Supergirl. They need to axe that, in my opinion. But I see a lot of people saying that this is DOA. I'm such an idiot sometimes. I like to think I'm YouTube street smart, but I was like, I asked my husband, I was like, what the fuck is DOA? And he's like, dead on arrival. And then I thought to myself, I should have known that because I listened to X Rated. Like, I should fucking know that. Only you Bay Area rap, old school rap listeners would know what I'm talking about when I say X rated. But yeah, I should have known that. But yeah, I see a lot of people saying DOA, it's DOA. And it's like, let's not speak too soon. As much as a part of me wants it to be DOA, another part of me, does feel sorry for James Gunn, and does, feel sorry for those fans in that way. Not necessarily the studio, because I honestly think the studio fucking deserves this shit. They fucked up, and they gotta pay the piper now, and that's by not getting paid. They kind of did it to themselves, you know what I mean? Like, nobody leaves this earth without paying for the shit that they did that was not good. Saying the movie flopped just because of DCU backlash misses the point. It just didn't land with a lot of people. Sometimes a movie just isn't everyone's thing, and that's okay. Yeah, no matter how much, some of these people want to spend that too. I agree. Like, maybe not flop, but performed lower than expected. Yes, and I saw some shit like that too, talking about, oh, it doesn't need to make 500 million. Like what? What do you mean it doesn't need to make 500 mil? Wasn't the fucking budget and the marketing close to that number? Like you're crazy, dude. Like you got to pay some of the percentages to the movie theaters. Like what you talking about? And you got to pay the actors. Like that's a weird thing to say. Agreed, Rhea. Just like it's okay if a studio chooses not to continue the previous plans, particularly when everyone in Hollywood seems to have owned DC at some point during the pandemic. Belle, here's the shit, man. Every time I stream, I start losing my voice. Hold on. Belle, here's the problem. For 10 plus years, people have been attacking the Snyderverse and its fans. The critics and certain fans wanted enforced expectations. Now they don't want the same expectations. Yes, I agree. Mike, true. General audience do not care if Batman kills. General audience do not care if someone like Eisenberg is Lex. Those are comic nerd complaints, not the general audience. Drink water, Bell. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck am I doing sitting here freaking hacking up like I'm in a freaking old people's home? Look it. I still think there's a chance for all the fans. I do. I really do. Some of you guys might not. You guys might think that the studio doesn't want to, make a U-turn because that's what they would be doing. Some of you guys might not think they'll do that, but it's happened before. I would not be surprised if it happens. And I do want it to happen. And like someone said before, like with movie magic, they could make these actors look a little bit younger than their actual age. I mean, shit, people aren't aging like they were 20 years ago. Like a lot of millennials look like they're still in their 20s. And Gal Gadot, she hit 40. She doesn't look 40. She looks like a 30-year-old woman. Uh Freaking Ben Affleck, that's what, a 60-year-old man? They can all still do it. I'm not gonna lie, it does have to be within the next 5 years because that's when the real signs of aging would show. But that really, my thoughts on that really opened when I saw fucking, was it yesterday? Was it Max? I think it was Max. They had a picture of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and I was like, what? Hugh Jackman is old as shit, but he looks pretty damn good. Bell, one word, multiverse. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But like I said before, James Gunn is gonna have to put his ego away for that one. Once they see the flick, they will, or maybe they'll read his miniseries that is currently out. People want to see Superman do Superman things. They don't want a bunch of characters they never heard of. They made a film for Snyder haters, comic nerds, and they're paying for that foolishness. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't get too deep in my feelings because I have to remind myself, like, hey, man, they're doing this to themselves, and they kind of deserve this. They should have stuck with their guns. I'm not trying to be funny, like I mean, pun not intended. Shit has been crazy too. It's only been it's a fucking J man. It's only been what, a week since this movie's been out, and a lot of us are fucking going crazy, including myself. J man's is J man didn't like this movie, and he's a Superman fan. Real Superman fans should hate this movie. No, J man, they did it. They did for critics. They 100% for a decade now lied about general audience rejecting the Snyderverse. It's just not true. Yeah, but we got to remember too, integrity. That's fans, a lot of fans too that are a part to this point. A part of me wishes that the general audience could speak for themselves, not through these stupid fucking critic posts and Rotten Tomatoes and all this bullshit. No, like I wish there was some type of outlet where real general audiences would check in and say their thoughts. Just to see what, just to weed this shit out, Val Reeve still roasting Superman. I mean, not corn sweat, but some of the stuff. Yeah. Hey, what's up, skeptic? It's never the same when you're not around, bro. You need to be around more. Uh, I know I went a little too long than planned, but I do want to do an open panel again, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a thumbnail for that, and then we could talk about it. Cause I always keep my comments off. So like what do you call it? If you guys have my Discord, follow me on Discord because I can't really say too much on here. Cause I try to keep I try to keep my mental health. I protect my own mental health by limiting access to me, if that makes sense. I only want certain people to have access to me, and that's the only people that are good for my mental health. And that's why I keep the shit on. But yeah, we could talk more on Discord about like, you know, topics or whatever, because that's what I want to do. Because I really did enjoy the last what do you call it, stream that I had. It was nice. Like even having RJ on, and I know RJ's like a humongous Superman fan. Well, this version of Superman. But even having him on there is, like it was a healthy stream. It really was. There was that I was telling my husband, I was like, it wasn't toxic. Like I was surprised because usually like even like you guys were being respectful. Like I was really like proud of that stream. I was like, damn, like no one really was, being fucking toxic. Well, I mean, we did have that little situation that happened with Skeptic and Edgar when he came on. I think Edgar might have been in a bad mood. I don't know. But aside from that, it was pretty good. Everyone balanced each other out. And then he had RJ go to sleep, but that was okay too. Bal, have you watched Superman and Lois? No, I haven't. And there's a reason why. I just don't want to talk about it right here. They get what they deserve. TJ, well, that's the only real Superman movie, or you can watch the serials from the late 40s. They are good too. I just found out that there was a Superman before George Reeves. I didn't even know that. Someone posted the evolution of Superman live action, and there was this other guy that was a live action Superman before George Reeves. I was like, what? I did not know that. I swore that George Reeves was the very first Superman, live action Superman. And speaking of George Reeves, you guys should watch that movie with Ben Affleck and Diane Lane. It's kind of funny because she's Martha Kent and he's Bruce Wayne in BVS. But there's a movie when Ben Affleck plays George Reeves, and it's actually pretty good. I recommend. Kirk Allen, he has a cameo in Superman 78 on the train with young Lois in the. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of the name. Yeah, I was a little like surprised. I was like, "Oh shit, I thought I knew my live action Superman shit." But much love to Kirk Allen for being the first Superman. Now we got Corn Sweat, which is by the way a 10/10 Superman, guys, okay? All right. To me anyways. I'll check it out. Hollywoodland in the movie we're at. Yes, Hollywoodland. It's a good movie. But yeah, all right. I need to stop procrastinating and get my ass to the gym. I gotta force myself to go to the gym sometimes, guys. And it. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but I forgot the actress that played Lois, but she has a cameo also in a train scene. Not Margot Kidder, right? He has the word sweat in his name. Come on. Okay, I gotta go be cool. Oh my god, you're so funny, J Man. Core sweat. So stupid. Hey, what about Key Sweat? I love Key Sweat. He has a sweat in his name too. You're funny. Yeah, but anyways, I'll let you guys know about that next live. I really kind of want to have the same situation I had, but I just, want to I just want to be more active on my YouTube too. Like I said, I'm gonna be pushing more Snyderverse stuff for sure, and then doing more live streams, more open panels like that too. Belle, you said something about a Discord. Go to my skeptic. Go to my about section in my channel, and my Discord is linked in the bio. But restore the Snyderverse, and you already know.